What's up, Switch Gang? It's your boy Marlon back at it again with another podcast here. This is episode 5, and we have a new guest on the panel today. I'm English TV. Go ahead, man. Introduce yourself to the fans.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's been a long time since I've been on the show, but glad I'm back. So, let's get it.
All right. And of course, we have yours truly from the last time, and he's been, on the podcast ever since we started. The homie Raw. What's good, Raw? Wait, I don't think he can hear us again.
Oh no,
I don't know what's happening with his mic again. But anyway, guys, I guess just give him some time to go ahead and fix that. So what's so crazy about this edition that we have going on today is that there's some leak information here. Now, take this with a truckload of salt. They're saying that the PS5 is going to push 8K. So
what?
Yeah. So we know the whole Google Stadia situation, right? That they said that
eventually
push for 8K and
120 frames a second.
120 frames per second. And that's just crazy, because if your internet connection is capped, you could just forget that. If you don't have Google fiber optic, you could just forget that. So basically, the PS5 release date, specs, release date, even the PS4 games, because we heard that is going to be backwards compatible as well. So first and foremost, before we get off into specs, what do you guys feel? Well, let's start off with English first. What do you think about this whole 8K situation? Like, I mean, everybody's trying to push towards 8K. I mean, we just got into 4K, man. And now, what do you think for PS5 pushing 8K?
I think it is. I don't think it's plausible in the way we're thinking about it. I mean, we can't even get true 4K yet. And I just don't see it happening. Maybe for certain, maybe new apps or things that they're going to be, I don't know. Maybe it's something they're going to be involved with, but I don't, as far as gaming, I don't see anybody gaming at 8K, 120 frames a second anytime soon from a console.
Yeah, because that is just insane to me. And I'm just like 8K. And it's kind of crazy because right after the whole Google Stadia situation, that's when we start getting information about the PS5, and then that Sony is going to push for 8K, even for the PS4 games. So PS4 games with 8K quality, that's insane. So basically, the rumor is saying that the PS5 could feature a 8-core Zen 2 CPU.
Yeah. Yes, definitely.
And the Navi GPU and 20 gigabyte of RAM for the games. That is insane. 20 gigabyte of RAM?
That's crazy.
God, bruh, this is some crazy stuff. And then, of course, for the games with other 4K, what's this? Not a 4K, 4 gigabyte for the operating system. So it's gonna have 20 gigs of RAM and then 4 gigs that's dedicated to the operating system. So I can see that being truthful, like as far as the operating system, because you need at least 4 to 8 gigs to kind of have, the operating system.
Yeah, it's got to do a thing.
Yeah. But here's the interesting part. Now, remember with the Google Stadia, they showed the PS4 and then they showed the Xbox One, and they're saying that the teraflops, it's doubled on the Stadia. Well, on the PS5, wait until you find out it's 13.8 teraflops.
13?
Bruh, that's insane, bruh. How is this even possible?
Like, what is the point?
I don't know. That is just insane.
I mean, I wish they would tell us real world things, kind of like that. Why don't they tell you, okay, you'll be able to do 8K, 120 frames a second, God of War 4.
That's what they're trying to say.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
I wish they would be more specific. Like, okay, give me a real parameter. Are we talking about a video game or just its capabilities?
Yeah, I would really want it, them to kind of dig in a little bit more, like give us a little bit more detail on that. But as far as we know right now, they're saying that it can even go up to 14.2 teraflops. So that's insane. So that's like what, 4.2? Yeah, that's like almost 3 point something more teraflops than what Google Stadia is offering. And that's crazy. And supposedly we should be getting 2 terabyte hard drive in the PS5 as standard.
Once it's standard,
yeah. I mean, 2 terabytes is probably nothing. Just like how when they released, remember with the 360, they gave you a 20 gigabyte hard drive, and then that was literally nothing.
Like, what is that?
Yeah, so two terabytes seems like a lot. But for the PS5 games, they might be a lot bigger than the PS4 games. So yeah, don't get fooled by that 2 terabyte. That's just how I feel about that 2 terabyte situation. I mean, at this point, I feel like we should be getting like 5 terabytes or 10 terabytes. But of course, that's going to jack the price up. But I mean, these games are really huge. Look on the Switch right now with that whole 32 gigabyte storage. I mean, that's nothing. And then you got to go out there and get all these different micro SD cards and
there's a lot of stuff you got to do.
Yeah, it's just a lot of stuff you got to do. So
these systems are supposed to be a one-stop shop. You know what I mean?
Yes, exactly.
And with today's technology, the reason I don't understand why they're not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just, I don't know at this point. But hey, that's why they're trying to push this whole situation with the micro SDs, and they're trying to go up to a terabyte, but of course that's going to jack up the price. So I don't know. I think Nintendo should have offered us a little bit more as far as the price with the the micro SDs or whatnot. But hey, now what's really concerning to me though with the PS5 is the release, like not the release date, but the price. Like with all of this stuff packed in, the 8K PS4 games in 8K and up to 14.2 teraflops, which is insane to me. How much all of this tech is going to cost? I mean, they got to still make it affordable so that people can purchase it, but I don't know. Well, I just don't know.
It's definitely going to cost a lot. Let's just put it that way. I mean, that's why we're seeing so many different types of systems today, like, being offered, because eventually they're going to have a poor system and, the top of the line system. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And everybody's not going to be able to have the same experience.
True.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They're basically, that's what they're doing to us now. They're trying to get us comfortable with not having the same experience.
True. That makes a lot of sense. But I'm really excited to see what Sony is going to do, because we know that digital is taking over right now. Like, digital distribution, how games are being played. Google Stadia is kind of showing us a bit of the future, which is kind of scary for people like me that like to physically collect games and stuff. But yeah, it's going to be interesting whether they revealed it at this year's PlayStation Experience or their new State of Play, which we're going to talk about that as well. But yeah, I'm definitely hyped for the PS5. And somebody just brought out in the chat that $500 would be a very good price point for the PS5, which I can see it being around 500 to 600 max. I would say about 600 max, but that's a bit overkill, for a system. But we're just gonna have to wait and see on that point. Now let's jump on to this whole direct approach now. So they're trying to copy Nintendo with State of Play. So that's PlayStation's new take on Nintendo's Direct. So they're going to have their own Direct, because Microsoft, they have their own Inside Xbox, similar to what Nintendo is doing, and then now PlayStation is doing it. I mean, since they backed out of E3, I'm like, okay, what do you guys are going to do to subdue backing out of E3 because you guys still have some games that is coming out this year, and
you need to get out there.
right. And so you need to get your fans engaged and everything like that. I understand you guys are behind the scenes working on the PS5, but we still need news and information. And so they came up with this whole idea of state of play. And it's basically their take of Nintendo's Direct, which I think is really cool. So basically, what this is going to do is provide PS4 and PS VR updates, so new trailers and everything like that. So it's going to be episodic. So they're going to drop different episodes, and it's going to be a live broadcast, which is really cool. Now, what's so interesting is that there's no time frame, like how long it's going to be. I'm pretty sure it might be like maybe an hour max or something like that. But this is really cool for PlayStation fans. What's your take on state of play from PlayStation?
I don't find it very original, but I think it's going to serve a good avenue for people who have been complaining, especially in the PSVR community, about updates, you know what I mean? Wanting to hear news, like more frequent news, you know, within that community, as, you know, as far as, you know, how often is that thing going to be updated itself and stuff like that. Because I've heard it, because we were talking earlier, it was probably late last year, about a certain game, a Firepoint or something that came out, and I was like, everybody was making a big deal out of it. But there's a lot of the community that are just, they really don't know when the next update is going to be coming for the, you know, for that PSVR specifically. So I think it'll help to give it a dedicated channel, a dedicated avenue, you know what I'm saying, for people to know about it.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I'm excited either way it goes, because this is a very good way for PlayStation fans to kind of get engaged and, you know, try to figure out what's going on, because when a new game drops, you know, we need more information on it and stuff like that. And I think this is really huge, especially on the exclusive games. Like, they need to have it to where, like with Days Gone coming so closely out, they need to have, you know, a state of play on that, talking about the story and what fans can expect, DLCs, you know, things of that nature, just like what Nintendo is doing with the Direct. So I'm definitely hyped for it either way the table turns and everything like that. So yeah, I think them doing that approach was really smart, but at the same time, we know that they copied Nintendo with this.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I said. It wasn't very original, you know what I'm saying? But I think it's going to serve the community pretty well.
Yeah. And then at the same time, I've always said, like, if you're going to copy someone doing something, make it better. Don't just do the same thing, right? Just amplify it. If you're going to do a Direct, make it a lot better than how Nintendo does theirs. And we're just going to have to wait and see how interactive.
That's impossible. You can't do it better than Nintendo. What up, y'all? What up?
What's going on?
Man, honestly, I saw it coming because we know Sony, they always try to be the almighty, right? They feel like they don't have to work with nobody else, right? Xbox is working with Nintendo with the crossplay, with the achievements. Sony is just like, no.
You know what they did? They took their ball and went home. They're like, I'm leaving.
Bro, we're already at 100, almost at 100 million PS4s. So we Cadillacing right now. We don't need to fool with y'all. You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy, but that's what happens, man.
But it's been a trend though that PlayStation, they always bite off Nintendo. That's no surprise. I mean, look at the Wii stick, and then PlayStation comes out with that. What was it called? The wand thing.
The wand.
It's, you know, they have a trend of biting off Nintendo, so it's cool. It's cool. I'll take it. I'll embrace it.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna tune in and kind of see, you know, how innovative it is over the Direct, Nintendo's Direct, as well as if they're going to interact with fans, because that's one of the things I feel like everybody was just up in arms about E3 and E3 dying, and because, you know, one of the big threes pulled out. So Sony pulled out, and then now EA pulls out, and then everybody's saying E3 is irrelevant. E3 is not going anywhere.
E3 is not going anywhere. It grew last year. So
last year was their best year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It grew last year.
Nintendo killed E3 last year, man.
Oh my god, bro! Don't even mention it. Like, it was insane last year. And so for me right now, I believe that this is Nintendo's opportunity now to rise. Now that PlayStation is like taking a seat, and Microsoft, we're not really too much worried about them because they're pretty much on a thin thread right now, because we don't know if they're going to announce a new Xbox like altogether system, like the next gen Xbox, or is it going to be this rumored diskless Xbox, which it's like, why would you release?
I don't know.
It's pointless. Like, why would you? This is stupid. Like, really? Like, what do you wake up in the morning and eat for breakfast? Like what's wrong with your brain cells? Like, why would you sit here and come out with another Xbox One, knowing that the Xbox One is already dying as it is?
Well, you have to think about this too. You got to remember when these companies like Microsoft and Sony, when they go to AMD or whoever they're shopping for, you know what I'm saying, just shopping around with for their chips, they automatically they get in a contract and they buy so many dies, you know what I'm saying, per, for whatever their contract is. So they have a ton of chips that they can't just sit on.
Mm-hmm.
They have to get rid of them. So that means they have to offer the community different flavors of the same stuff. Basically, they got to get rid of them chips, man. They already bought them. If they don't sell them, then they're just going to sit there.
Man, the point of it is, at Microsoft knows, just like Nintendo knew that the Wii U was a epic fail, and they kind of tuck their tail behind their butt and run off in the corner and be like, no, we need to release the Switch. But it's the same premise with the Xbox One. Microsoft, when they first introduced the Xbox, right, it was an epic fail, right? The whole DRM situation, let's be honest here, and then the whole situation with the Kinect, shoving that down our throats.
Yeah.
And then
it screwed up big time.
It screwed them up big time. And so their install base is like over 40 million sold since it came out in 2013, which the Switch is about to kill that number this year because there's so much games coming out for the Switch. And I feel like hopefully Microsoft learns their lesson with learning about their fan base, because it's not about power, it's about games.
Basically,
you see what I'm saying? And if you don't have good games, all that power, you can have a car that's 1,000 horsepower, but if you don't have enough road to drive it on, what's the point? It's just going to sit there looking pretty. Like, no, just like the Xbox X, you have all of this more processing power, you got better graphics card, you got all of this stuff going on,
but where's the exclusives to
where's
test it?
Right, where's the games at? Don't tell me Halo, Gears, Forza, Ori and the Blind Forest, Conquer, and all these other games that Conquer, we haven't gotten a Conquer in a long time, but all these games that we've been playing every 3 years, every 2 years, it's getting boring right now. So I mean,
that brings up another conversation that I've seen floating around. Do you think with the whole Xbox Nintendo relationship, I don't know what you want to call it, do you think any of Nintendo first parties would be brought over?
I don't think so. I don't think
they're giving up that kind of.
I don't think Nintendo gonna give them up, but it's been a speculation that's floating around with the whole camaraderie they got going on.
It might be something in the future, but not right away.
I see games like Mario Tennis, something like that, possibly making their way over there, but not anything like
Zelda. No Zelda.
Yeah, you're not gonna disgrace.
Let me tell you something. Like that. You know why I think that Mario will never be on another system unless it's like emulation or something like that. But as far as like, a Mario game on another system or another platform, I don't see that happening, because Mario is the face of Nintendo. That's what prints them money. So why would I sit here and put Mario on Xbox when I'm sitting here trying to sell Switches? Let's think like a salesperson, for instance. Why would I sit here and put one of my biggest franchises, Mario or Zelda or any other game? Now I understand it's getting more eyeballs on your games and everything, which is cool. Hence why Nintendo needs to come up with a system just like what Microsoft have. Come up with a Game Pass approach. See, Nintendo have the games, but they don't use their brains.
Don't use the brains.
They don't use the brains
to
to
games
print the
out
money.
there, man.
Bro, they can print money. Give us a virtual console approach. Everybody is dying for a new virtual console on Switch. I'm tired of these NES games. Give us a subscription service that's built in with the membership and say, okay, Nintendo fans, here's the deal. You want virtual console, you want to play all Nintendo's old library of games, or do you want to play Wii U stuff? Just combine it all and let us choose. And I guarantee you, if they put like a subscription service separate from the membership, or if they built it in, trust me, bro, they will print money. If it's even $10 like what Microsoft is doing, or $5.99 a month, bro, you know how much Switches will be sold for people who is still, because there's people out there still don't have Switches and still on the fence, still waiting for Nintendo to get their act together as far as the online, because the online right now is pretty bland. I mean, what am I paying for? Just to play online, cloud save that's not even compatible with a lot of the games, or better yet, NES games that I really don't care about that I can just play on my NES that I got right now. So what am I paying for? Right?
That's true. That's true.
Nintendo needs to start thinking like a salesperson. Stop thinking like this old school Japanese mentality. Oh, we're going to release this and we're going to release that. No, they need to start thinking smart and thinking about their consumers. Now they have done a very good job. Reggie, shout outs to Reggie, because he understands the Western gamers. You know what I'm saying? He understands what we want and everything like that. But at the same time, just like how they came up with that direct situation, you know, offering us a pre-recorded video with news and updates, they need to do the same thing for the Switch. Because right now, honestly, I don't even play my Switch as much. I'm going to go out and say that I don't even play my Switch as much because it's boring to me. Like the infrastructure, the dashboard.
It's very isolated, man. Like it feels isolated when I play it. Like it really does feel like that OG system.
Yeah.
And when you pick it up, it's like it's just you in the system. It's like I'm online, but I don't know that I'm online because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I can't really reach out.
Bruh, it's just
talk to the next person.
they need to okay, if Nintendo is a gaming company, right? And the Nintendo Switch is a gamer console, right? So they need to make it gamer centric, just like with the PS4, man. Now, Sony never got it right. The PS3's menu was a disaster. That little wavy crap in the background, it was horrible.
Terrible, man.
It was horrible. That whole PSP scrolling across, scroll down, it was so pale and bland. But on the PS4, it's so much better. Like they have improved it, and you can have custom background. You got the private chat. You got party invites. I mean, make it a social media gaming hub. That's what the Switch needs. And right now, I feel like that's not really their focus. They're just like, oh, no, let us focus on the games, which is cool. I'm happy that Nintendo is getting a lot of third-party games. They're getting a lot of first-party stuff that we really, really want on the system, but they have to fix that online because Mortal Kombat 11 is coming out, man, and that game is going to be straight flames on the Switch. I'm just saying.
Now I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with like the whole setup, the interface, the home screen. It is bland. I will give you that. It is bland. Yeah, go ahead. Wii U, go ahead.
Sorry, I just saw that. Wii U gamer with a $10 donation. Keep up the amazing work. Thank you, Wii U. I really appreciate it. I didn't even see the donation because I was over here running my mouth. Thank y'all so much for the support. We're gonna pay more attention to the chat because I know YouTube's been glitching with the chat a little bit. But go ahead, Ro, I'm listening.
No, I was just saying, if they plan to, I don't know if they talked about it or not behind the scenes, but if they raise the price then I'm gonna have a problem. $20 a month, or not a month, but a year is a pretty fair price. I know we're not getting much, but it's not like they're charging us $60 for absolutely nothing. So if they start doing that, then I'm gonna be on your side with no, hold on now, Nintendo. Hold on, we need a couple things for the $60, But for the $20 a year, I mean, it's $20. I'm not, at a loss really with that. Am I a big fan of the NES? I could do without that little ROM simulator thing. I could do without it. They come out with every 2 games every month or something, and I'm like, so,
like, is it really new?
So and so that there's a couple bugs that the online does need to fix. It is pretty bland and for lack of better words, trash. But it's the old saying, you get what you pay for. Now, if they start charging us $60 for absolutely nothing, then I'm gonna be knocking on. Oh man, I almost said Reggie Fils-Aimé's door. He ain't in there no more. I'm gonna be knocking on Bowser's door. We're gonna be having some problems.
Hey, the big man is stepping down to April, bro. The big man.
He's still there. He's still there for a couple weeks. All right, what a Reggie Fils-Aimé, you got a couple weeks to fix that. But I feel you though on the gripe with the online. It is pretty trash, but
I shouldn't have to pay for it though. Marlon, I remember
bro, it was free before.
We pretty much paying for the NES. That's what we're paying for.
That's all we're paying for. But this is the thing. Cloud save. They made cloud save this big thing, but why doesn't it work with Splatoon? Why doesn't it work with Pokemon Let's Go? A game like Pokemon Let's Go, where saving is so critical.
Saving.
Come on, son. That doesn't make any sense.
True.
So it's like, what are we really paying for? And so we're gonna give them one till E3. We got what, 3 more months left before E3 gets here. They need to revamp that online, because right now, Switch is getting a lot of third-party games, bro. A lot of third-party games are starting to come to Switch. Apex Legends might be coming to Switch too. They already
Apex Legends, dude. I'm surprised it ain't on there yet. Honestly, to tell you the truth.
There's no reason why it can't. It'll come eventually.
It can run.
Yeah, it'll come eventually.
It can run, because it's not one of those kind of games that is just kind of like CPU heavy, graphics card heavy. You know what I mean? It can run on the Switch. Just like with Overwatch, when they first talked about Overwatch, when Overwatch first came out, and the developer was like, yo, Overwatch, is going to come to Switch. First they say it wasn't feasible. Then they were like, oh yeah, it can run. And then of course we never saw it. But at the same time, I feel like any game can run on a system. You just got to stop being lazy.
Any game could be optimized for any system.
Exactly.
We're going to have Stadia too. So, I mean, I should be able to, if Stadia is going to be around, I should be able to, you know what I'm saying? I should be able to play anything I want on the damn Switch.
I'm interested in the success of Stadia. I want to see that. I'm not going to get it.
You know what though? It's funny y'all talk about Google Stadia, because when they hyped this thing up, right? Because I thought it was going to be a console. They kind of marketed.
They marketed it like it was going to be a console. Yes.
Yeah. So I was going into it expecting a console. Now they have all the big names. They got Jade Raymond, which we know that she worked on the original Assassin's Creed, so she's good. We got Amy Hennig, which is responsible for writing Uncharted. So that's somebody good you have under your belt. And then they have a couple other big veterans, like from PlayStation from back in, what's his name again? Tall, bald-headed guy, Phil Harrison. So they got some good people over there. My problem with Google Stadia is that for people with Walmart connections, for people with McDonald's connections, for people
you got network infrastructure, and it's not all the same, man.
No, bro, no.
It's not the same.
Don't come on stage, talk about your product, Google fiber optic and blah, 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 blah. Not everybody can afford that crap. Yeah. Then you talked about streaming in 8K, 4K. You know how much bandwidth you're going to need to stream in 8K, my brother? At 60 frames per second or 120 frames per second? That's insane numbers.
What are you going to view that on?
Yeah, because YouTube YouTube ain't finna.
They're not allowing that.
They can't do that. So what's the point? Can Twitch? I don't know. Can somebody answer that? Can Twitch stream at that high quality?
No.
Nah.
I know YouTube for sure can't even stream in 4K. So what's the point of a 8K, bro?
Bro, that's why I was just telling English, bro. We just got comfortable.
Exactly, and it's not even like true. Well,
yeah, it's not even
true 4K.
I mean, it's native 4K. It's not true. It's not true.
It's not true. It's not true 4K.
I'm just like, can we work on that?
Yeah, they skipping bases, bro.
That's what I'm saying. And then
why go 4K in the first? They should have went to give us 1440p and we'd be good forever.
I mean, I would have been more understanding if they would have said something like 5K. But man, you gonna go from 4 to 8, bro?
Nah.
The back monitor only go to 5K, right?
Right? Talk about 8K. Come on, bro.
That's what I'm saying. What are you viewing that on? I know it's not gonna happen.
See, my whole thing with Stadia, which I actually absolutely love about Stadia, it's not for me because I'm a physical gamer, or like I love owning physical copies of my games. But the thing that I love about Stadia is the instant access, which I thought when we jump from PS3 to PS4 that we're going to get instant access. Like you just pop a game in and you can instantly play, and then all the updates and everything will be built in, like the update will be running in the background. That's what I think with the PS5 that we're going to get, or the next Nintendo console. Instead of downloading these updates before you start the game, how about you have us launch the game, just boot it up, and then while the game is loading and it starts, the updating is in the programming, right? I think that would be clever. So I think that's what we're going to see with the PS5. I don't think it's going to be just like what we got right now with PS4 with those long install times, which is so stupid. You got to sit there and wait 3, 4, 5 hours just to play the game. Same thing with the Switch. When you pop in the cartridge,
you gotta wait.
Bro, it's absolutely.
It should be instant too,
bro. It should be instant,
especially because it's off cartridge. So
exactly, you think just like back in the day, cartridge.
Back in the day, bro. That's what made them so expensive too. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember Nintendo games used to be like 60, 70, 80 bucks.
Bro, I remember those days. Games
used to be. They still are. I'm talking about the classics. They still are, man. Go get you that Mario 64. Man, it's like $50 right now.
Oh, you already know. Cartridge is expensive, but my whole thing is this: if you're gonna go back to cartridge, which I was hyped that the Switch wasn't using mini DVD like the GameCube was doing.
Oh God, I hate that. God, that was terrible, man.
Horrible. But the fact of the matter is that Nintendo and Sony and Microsoft can find ways to get you right into the game, bro, instead of this loading crap.
Instead of waiting.
Bro, that's where Google
makes money, and that makes money too. Because you imagine if you're on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
You're like, what I'm saying? Hey, I got a 10% discount on the game right now. You can play it right now. And they can just click on that little buy button.
Yes.
And then literally 30 seconds or less later, they're playing the game.
Bruh.
That's insane. That's instant to me. If I can play a game in like 30 seconds or less, a minute or less than a minute, that's instant. That's crazy.
It's crazy. That's what I'm saying. The technology behind the Stadia is insane technology. But my whole thing is this: don't keep the gamer waiting, because people get bored. People's attention span is very short.
Yeah.
Right. So
unless they have a game that they absolutely love, don't
you can't. Okay, for instance, Halo 6 comes out, right? And you're like, oh my God, I can't wait. If it comes out for the next Xbox, you're like, oh my God, I can't wait to pop this in and play it. You don't want to sit there 2 hours installing 100 gigs.
100 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Bro, no, bro. And especially if your connection is garbage.
Yeah.
Bro, no, you have what? 25 megabytes down. That's gonna take you 2 days.
Yeah, it's gonna be like it's gonna take you a couple
days. I remember when I got my Xbox One X, I downloaded Gears 4.
Oh, that was crazy, wasn't it?
It took me about a whole day to update and download that one game.
Same thing happened to me. Same thing happened to me with that Gears 4, man.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I'm like hyped to play it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I
what?
don't get to play until Thursday, bro. What's going on?
Yeah, I was like, why is it taking so long? I'm thinking it was everything. I'm trying to do a master reset on the Xbox, everything, man, trying to figure something out.
Bro, not so,
Crazy.
bro. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's they have to fix that next gen. They have to fix that. Like,
what's the point of even going to buy a physical game right now, too?
It doesn't make any sense
because you put it in and it still has to download a big chunk of information.
They turned me off of Red Dead for that. I think Quiet Line was the one that told me. The homie Quiet Line said, "Bro, if you buy Red Dead physical, you still got to download it when you get home." I was like, "Oh, never mind."
You sure do.
I don't want it. I'm cool. No, thank you. It's just a turn off. Like I could perfectly good and well wait, such and such hours or whatever the case for a game to download. Do I want to? Heck no. But I can if I need to, if it's a game I really want to play. But I was just like, nah, that's a turn off, man. I'm cool. No, thank you. I'm done. Nope.
Trust me, man. when you gotta offer preloading services, you know what I'm saying? that means something is wrong, man.
I'm good. That means I'm good.
You gotta figure out how to get the game from them
through
the infrastructure to us.
As
fast as possible. And Stadia looks like it's trying, or it's saying that it is. It's, to me, it's vaporware until it actually works.
Yes,
they were better off waiting, dude. They were better off waiting for a. They could have shocked everybody and did like a real announcement with people actually doing it. You know what I'm saying? Like, how cool would that be if they actually did that live? Like, if you saw some crap like that at E3 and they're like, "Hey, you're watching a streamer, you click on a button, boom, now you're playing the game."
Right.
Exactly. It would blow everybody's minds. They'd be like, "Are we watching is this fake?" You know what I'm saying? They'd be like, "Is this fake? What are they doing?"
Doesn't make any sense, bro.
But to tell us that, I'm like, oh, in theory, it sounds great.
Yeah, I mean, in theory, it sounds amazing, but when you look at it from a on paper standpoint, it's just like, wow, this
crazy,
is,
right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
The Stadia is for the rich and blind, bro. It's for the rich and blind.
I'm telling you, man.
For real.
The bored rich that is like, who am I gonna spend my money on today? That's who the Stadia. I'm cool.
I won't be surprised if it fails, though. I'll give it 12 months because one thing I like that they do take these kind of like risks with tech. I mean, we've seen them do it a lot. I mean, Google Glass was like the really big one, but
that garbage,
but they brought a physical product. Thank God they didn't bring it to the market for everybody.
Yes,
but at least they're trying.
Yeah, they're trying.
I mean? They're trying. It's
what other company could take risks?
Exactly.
Right? It's Google. They got bread. They got stupid bread. So they can afford for the Stadia to fail. I'm just saying, it's not.
If you think about it, a lot of their projects fail.
True.
Glass didn't work out.
Glass.
What was that? What was the last one that they had the little modular phone? Was the Ari or something like that? I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah.
That didn't work, but they keep taking the chances.
Yeah. They keep taking the chance. Like I said, they got the money.
You know what I mean? So I can look at this and be like, it's a great concept. Will it work? I doubt it. I'll give them at least 12 months before this is shut down.
Exactly.
But I'm not going to be surprised if it doesn't happen.
Exactly. Now, the homie Raw used to work at GameStop. Now, GameStop is the next topic here, my brother, because
I heard they got a revamp or something.
Bro, no. Wait,
go ahead. Break it down for me.
I'm gonna break it down for you, Raw. Listen to this now. You used to work at GameStop, right? Now, listen to this. With everything that's happening in the industry right now, we heard Square Enix talk about it. We hear Sean Layden from Sony talk about it. We hearing Microsoft, Phil Spencer, talking about the whole all digital future. Now, Google Stadia is a much more like presented physical thing,
right?
Really gearing everybody's mind to an all digital future. So now that everything is going all digital,
Why do I need your box?
Why do I need your box? And why do I need to go to GameStop? Now, here's another proof that GameStop might be sinking even more. Now, Raw, you used to work at GameStop, so I want to hear your thoughts on your crazy stories working at GameStop. Because remember, we promised that we're going to tell the fans.
Yeah. We never got to do that.
Yeah. PlayStation Store codes will no longer be provided to retailers. Bro, that's
gonna hurt.
PlayStation is gonna bury themselves. They're gonna end up burying themselves over this. That happens, man. These egotistical companies, they try to make moves that just end up killing themselves. I could name a couple YouTubers that have done that. But it's why? Why would you do that? Why?
I thought the game was to get it. I thought the game plan was to get it out to everyone.
Because
like
also
everybody,
like I get that they're trying to, you could get your debit card and right there in the home screen, but you eliminate the possibility of birthday gifts, Christmas gifts. Give them that you
eliminate the possibility of everybody stepping into a Walmart. Do you know how many people walk into a Walmart, bro?
Bruh, a lot.
Especially on a Black Friday when they're trying to get games, cheap games, and game codes.
And I don't know about everybody else, but like I shop at Walmart, like grocery shop at Walmart.
Me too. I shop there.
Yeah, and when I go, I always swing by the game section.
Always.
It's a habit. Yeah, it's a habit.
It's a man thing to do. I don't know,
bro.
I don't even have to be looking for nothing. I just think maybe I might find something weird. That only I might find walking through.
Yes, quite. We're gonna talk about that now. Raw. Well, I want to hear what you have to say about your experience working at GameStop and how this PlayStation Store card will affect them, as well as Google Stadia as well. Because let's be honest, GameStop is sinking. So what's your thoughts, Raw, on working at GameStop? Was it a very good environment for you to work in? And also, being that you worked there before, how do you see GameStop surviving with this all digital situation?
Well, first I want to clarify that I was at the bottom of the barrel. The whole, what would you call it? GameStop dilemma that the workers have, experiences with. I think those are more for the managers, the manager positions that have to deal with everything behind the scenes. But I do have a couple stories. Like there was one time where the general manager came in for about a week or so, a couple weeks, and my thing was when I started working there, it was right when the Switch came out, right? And I was pitching that Switch. Boy, I was slanging that mug left and right. And then I was sell a Switch, and Splatoon and Mario Kart was on top of it. I was slanging them things around. And then the general manager was like, first of all, their whole policy is pitch your passion is what they would tell us. That's what I love. Nintendo Switch is new, it's fresh. That's what I'm gonna pitch. Pitch your passion. I'm pitching it. General manager gonna tell me, "Hey man, you need to stop telling people to buy the Nintendo Switch. You need to start telling them to buy such and such." I was like, "Hold on, bro. Hold on. What are we doing here? Are we not pitching our passion?" Because I was selling them, bro. Like I wasn't just like, "Hey, buy the Switch, all right, buy." Like I was selling them. They were flying off the shelves. And so, it's a little bit of, kind of weird stuff going on behind the scenes of GameStop that a lot of people won't even see because they're not in that environment. But as far as the PlayStation, not putting the, is it all PlayStation digital sales? Is it PS? Is it live? Everything?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt PlayStation. Yo, Mario, you funny dude. that's gonna hurt PlayStation. And on top of it, GameStop, it's gonna drown their sales even more. I did hear an article that they're gonna start focusing on used games. I don't know if that's gonna save them, but we'll see. But as far as
bro, I'm sorry to inject.
I don't think that's gonna save them.
Bro, wait, let me straighten up my.
They're gonna start focusing on used games.
They're gonna start focusing on
I heard an article saying the new CEO was gonna start focusing on used games,
bro.
And he said that was gonna bring them back. Bro, I don't know if that's gonna bring it back, but we'll see how that goes.
Bro, let me tell you something about GameStop used games real quick. Bro, there's absolutely no point in their used games. $54.99, bro. I might as well just put.
What's the point?
More.
That's what I say.
Used game, like that doesn't make any sense. Best Buy, what they offering with the whole Gamers program, Elite program, that was so dope. The Gamers Unlock program was so dope because you save a lot of money.
Yeah, I heard they did
with used games, but they shut it down. And my whole thing is with GameStop is like your used games are stupid. Like it's pointless. Like I might as well just get the new copy now. If it was a $10 difference or $15 difference, I can see it making sense.
That's a deal.
Exactly. But over the years, people have been brainwashed into paying $54.99 for a used game.
Now I could tell you they do that because of the hopes that you would, and it doesn't make sense because you get like $3 off, but the hopes that you would become a pro member and the elite member that they had before, they don't have it anymore. But yeah, you got like $3 or $5 off. So it wasn't like that was another thing they wanted us to pitch. Like every sale we had to pitch that, and it's like, why? Because I'm only getting, first of all, somebody doesn't shop there that much. Say they just come in and they just wanted that new such and such game, and that's the last time they came in since 2 months ago. If the pro membership isn't for them, it's not. So why pitch it to them? A mom buying her son the new Pokemon game. I'm not gonna pitch the pro membership to her. She don't care. She don't want to buy it.
The game. That's it.
It's just little things going on at GameStop that I don't think the CEO like CC Game said clueless. He's clueless. He is. Used games.
See, Red Crimson, I have a point. Best Buy Gamers program was better, but it failed. Now, here's why it failed, because they realized they were losing too much money.
Yep. Because they were make more.
They were making no money, because remember, when they ask you pull up your number and everything, and you scan that discount, it knocks it down to $47.99, bro, for a brand new $60 game. That's a steal. I enrolled in it like less than a year ago, so my membership is not running out till 2021. So I am good, you know what I'm saying, to continue to save money off of it. But that was a very good program that they had, but it was just poorly executed, and they should have made it to where, I don't know who was running their marketing, who was running their profits. But I mean, if you're gonna come over to a program like that, at least make it to where you can make a little bit of money and the consumer can save some money at the same time. But the point of the matter is, none of GameStop memberships were even worth the money. Like, seriously, none of the pro memberships, the elite membership, none of them. As soon as you walk in the door, bro, it was disgusting. Hi, welcome to GameStop. Hi, sir. You want to pre-order the next Call of Duty? No, I don't want to pre-order the next Call of Duty. Can you let me move around?
It's like, can you move around the store a little bit before you start asking me?
It was
they start baiting you too. Oh, hey,
that was a position. I had to do that a couple times. Actually, it was for Black Friday. It was the Black Friday weekend. They were like, "Hey, stand at the door and hand out these magazines, bruh. You gonna make me bug everybody?" They literally had me go through the line. Have you ever been to GameStop when it was busy? And they got that worker that goes through the line and tries to see what everybody wants, so that by the time they get to the front, if like let's say you go in and you want that new Call of Duty and they don't have it, so you don't waste your time standing in a long line and get to the front and they be like, "Oh, hey, sorry, we ran
out."
So that was why that's why that position exists, and I've done that a couple times, and it's so annoying. It's so, hey, can I bug you? What are you doing here? What do you want today? All right, get out of line.
It's silent genocide, man. I'm telling you,
bro.
It's silent genocide, because there's no need, besides me liking to have a physical copy of my game as well.
Bro,
there's really no need to go there.
It's no need to go there, bro. It's a waste of time. You're not saving
There's
anything.
no anxiety anymore. I don't have to worry about not getting a copy of something. You remember the days where you had to wait? Pre-orders meant something. Like I need to have my pre. You know how good it felt to walk to the front and be like, "Here's my name, my phone number," and they hand you your bag, and there's somebody sad, right, like two spots away from you because they didn't get the game because they ran out of copies.
Yeah, the thrill of the chase.
It used to be a thrill, right? It did. You can't lie, man. It was amazing being able to walk into GameStop, Electronic Boutique. You know what I'm saying? That was the thing.
Yeah, bro. It was amazing back in the day, but
it's played out now. It doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter anymore.
There's unlimited digital copies, people.
Yeah. my thing is I've been a physical copy game before the Switch. I was always more towards physical. But nowadays the only physical I'm getting, Marlon, I'm a huge Pokemon fan, is the Pokemon. Other than that, I could care less about the physicality of games. Like the homie said, there's an endless amount of digitals. Like, and what makes it better is the pre-purchase. God, I love the pre-purchase. Boy, I buy it a week before it come out, and dude, it drops and boop, I'm there. Boy, I'm in. There's no driving home from the store with the anticipation. I can't wait to play this game.
Can't wait. Nope.
I'm there, man. I'm on it. So I think I've got the digital has grown on me. It's grown on me the past couple of years, and that's what I have. A couple physical copies, but the majority. And another thing is just the accessibility, and just thumbing through the menu and poop, it's right there.
Right.
I ain't got to switch out the cartridge, nothing. No this, nothing there.
Right. It's a horrible experience. Like one of the comments we just got, remember trading in a game at GameStop that was like a year old and I only got 99 cents credit. What the heck, bro? I'm telling you, they
turn around and sell it right back to you in your face for $2 less.
Bro, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, bro.
I had and I don't want to make fun of him because he had some form of autism or something. He had something wrong with him. But when I was working at GameStop, boy, he came in and he was like, "Hey, I want to sell a bunch of DS games," and I was like, "Okay, you got them. Go get them. I'll scan them for you." Okay. Get one second. He goes to the car. Boy, he comes back with a sack full. It was like 20 DS games, bro. No box. So I had to sit there and hand type every single time.
Going.
And bro, I typed in like 3 of them, right? I typed in 3 of them and they were going for like 10 cents, bro. They were old DS games that were going for like 10, 20 cents. And I told him, I was like, yeah, every game is coming up like 10, 20 cents. Do you still want to sell them all?
Because you still want to do this?
I wanted to ask him before I went and indulged in those titles. And so he was like, yeah, that's fine. I'll go ahead and sell them. I was like, God dang it. all right.
Dang, I gotta finish typing all this in.
Yo, it was a pain. That reminded me. What you said reminded me of that experience. That was funny,
bruh. Like my cheekbones and my back of my head hurting.
It used to be like getting a new pair of Jordans, man. I'm telling you,
bruh.
It used to be like that. It used to be like, I got mine. Did you get yours yet? Nah, they still sold out. I felt that way with the Switch when the Switch came out. I couldn't find it nowhere.
No, I bought
sold out. The Switch was
sold out.
I bought 3 the first month, bro.
I couldn't get one from nowhere.
I got lucky though.
You know what made me mad is people around me kept talking about it. Oh, the Switch is awesome, man! I did this. Oh, Zelda. Oh, I was like, dude, if I keep hearing about a Switch,
dropping it in.
It's funny how you can always find something when you don't want it.
Yes.
But when you want it so
you
bad,
can't get it. Yeah.
And you can't get it, man. I'm looking cross state. I'm trying to drive to Greensville to go get a Switch.
I know.
Because I wanted it so bad. And I was mad because I couldn't find it.
It's crazy, bro. It's crazy. So here's the thing though. Persona, I don't know how many of you guys are huge Persona fans, but Persona 5R just got announced for the PlayStation 4, right? And so basically, a lot of people are like, okay, what's up with the Switch? And I feel like with the next Smash update or something like that, I do believe that they're going to give us a direct or something like that next month to tie in with Joker and everything like that. So there's a new protagonist for Persona 5, and we don't really know right now anything about her, but they're saying that she should be playable in Smash. I think there was a data mine that was tied in with this. I believe in February, some guy was able to data mine the game, and he found a code name called Jack, which is referenced into Joker. And then Jane was the next one. And so they looked at the Persona 5 Royal trailer, and they saw the new protagonist, and they're like, oh, well, this is starting to add up now. So could we see this new protagonist in Smash? Or they're saying that could it be an alternate costume? So what do you think about that, Raw or English?
First thing I thought of was the alternate skin when you brought it up. Or an assist trophy. It could be either one. I don't think they're going to give it its own character slot just because they've already announced that we're only getting 5 DLC characters, and I doubt they're going to use 2 on Persona games, especially if one's not coming to the Switch. You know, if it comes to the Switch, then maybe it happens, possibility. But, you know, with that still up in the air and we don't know what's going on with that, I would bet to say alternate skin. Like kind of like how they did Bowser Jr. And they might have other characters too, not just her. They might have other alternate character skins.
Yeah, I can see her being an alternate skin, but as far as like a unique fighter, that's gonna take up spot for the other characters that Sakurai promised us for the DLC. Now we're also hearing that there's supposed to be 15 or 14 more. Well, they said Piranha Plant took up one of the slots. So 14 more DLC fighters, which I think is just insane. 14? I think 14 more. Because it was data mined. They data mined the game and found out some dummy slots that was in the game. And they're saying 14 more. Dude, that's a lot more fighters. If that is true,
Hey, we talked about this last podcast. I'm telling you, I bet you anything. This is going to be the last Super Smash Brothers, which I'm okay with. They're going to take this, the formula they got, the game they got, and they're just going to add on to it. There's no, at this point, there's no point in making another Smash game. There isn't. It's Ultimate. What else are you going to do, Sakurai?
Keep adding the characters,
keep adding characters, adding stages, modes. Heck, you could take some away and give us more. Like they could do that. They could say, hey, we're going to swipe that from the hardware, the software, and we're gonna give you this.
Yeah, they could give and take. Yeah, they could.
Yeah, so I bet you anything. I will bet my channel on it. That this is gonna be the last Smash. They called it Ultimate for a reason. Sakurai go take you a nice, well-deserved rest. Get those bones healthy, Pauls.
Yes.
They just gonna keep giving us. I think that's what they're gonna do is just keep feeding into this game, and
I mean
updates.
That's really all that needs to happen, because a lot of people have been disrespectful to Sakurai, have been disrespectful to Nintendo, disrespectful to Reggie. I mean, it's just crazy because people want a certain character in the game, and it doesn't work that way. This man worked his fingers to the bone. He did not have to give us 80 characters or close to that. He didn't have to give us that to start with. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that, he cares about us so much that he risked his health time and time again. With Smash 4, he did the same thing. He almost lost his arms developing Smash 4. He was sick. And then now he's hooked up to an IV drip, for Christ's sake, and people still not satisfied. So, at the end of the day, where I sit with this whole thing, I have to roll with what you said. Like, Ultimate needs to be the final Smash. I think they have a very good system here. The engine that they built, the modified engine of Smash 4 with all the characters, all the DLC that we can ever want is already here. It's coming. We know Sakurai is cooking up something. We know we might see some major surprises, but the end all be all thing, if it is 14 more to go, cool. If it's not, if it's just what they promised us with this DLC Fighter Pass, I'm happy either way it goes, because at the end of the day, what more can you do? What more can you give us other than what we already have already? But Sakurai did state that, yes, there's going to be another Smash game, and it's going to have less characters than Ultimate, which makes sense because, I mean, it's just like with Marvel versus Capcom. Remember Marvel vs. Capcom 2, right? It was like, what, 79 or 79 or 80 characters, right? And then they came out with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, and it was less characters. So I think that's the trend that they're going to do with Smash. But obviously, Ultimate should be the last one. Now, this Direct that is anticipated for next month with Joker being tied in there, I do believe that we're going to get a Direct because they have to explain, you know, Joker's gameplay style. They have to explain the stage. They have to explain the music. They also have to explain the big 3.0 update, because I think this is one of the biggest, you know, updates that Smash is going to get for the online, for the balancing of the game, character modifications as well. Like they might want to, you know, kind of nerf a couple characters here and there, kind of up the quality on some of them and things like that. So I think it's going to be huge for next month, because we should be getting more information on this Persona 5 R game on the 24th. So I do believe we're going to get a Switch announcement. Like Persona is definitely coming to the Switch. I have a strong gut feeling about it, because it would just make perfect sense if you're going to put Joker from Persona on Switch. I mean, come on now, you might as well just put Persona on Switch, right?
Basically.
Give us like a collection or something, like a remaster, like 1, 2, and 3 or something like that. Or give us 5 or something like that. But we've been hearing rumors of a Persona 5S version that's coming to the Switch, and it's going to have all of DLCs and things like that that's included. So mark my words, I do believe that at the next Direct that we get next month, they're going to announce it. If they don't announce it there, then they might announce it at E3. That's just where I'm at with the whole Smash Direct and you know, Joker and things like that. But this new protagonist, I'm really excited for that as well.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get any more Smash Directs. I do believe that there is a Direct coming, and Smash will be talked about. I kind of think that because the whole Smash Direct was based off of what they did with Pokemon Directs, and I think we're past the point of, I think the Smash Directs are mainly for when the game's coming out, and then once the game's out, I mean, do they really have enough to talk about to cover a whole Direct? You know, to put in a whole Direct. That with the whole 3.0, it is possible that they have enough to talk about with a whole Direct. But I doubt it. I don't know. There's a couple of things they could talk about, but with Nintendo, they like to hold stuff, you know, close to the chest.
They keep it tight.
Yeah. So
you see my football? It's right in my chest, bro.
We'll see. It is possible. I'm not saying it's not possible. I don't think it's coming, but it is possible. With the whole Persona coming to Switch thing, though. Now, remember, it was a big discussion back when Cloud came to Smash. They were like, wait, we ain't got no, you know, where's Cloud at? Where's that Final Fantasy?
The same thing.
So, you know, and guess what? We got Final Fantasy 7. So, you know, it took a little time, but we got it, you know. So I do believe we're gonna get some form of Persona. Might not be Persona 5 exactly what people were thinking, you know, couple months ago. But we are gonna get maybe Persona 6, whatever Persona such and such they want to throw at us. They're gonna give it to us. And mind you, Persona was on the 3DS, so it's not like it's a stranger to the Nintendo console. So I think it's coming. I think Persona's coming.
You think it's coming? Okay. Now, here's what I want to inject. This is kind of crazy now. So I like to throw games that is like really popular out there. So what it's called, Sekiro or however you pronounce it, that ninja game.
Yeah.
Yo, anybody pick that joint up yet?
Nope, I'm not doing it.
He said,
I said that in my last video. I said I'm not gonna do it. You don't want that kind of stress, bro. I'm telling you. If you don't grind out Dark Souls games on a regular, and if Dark Souls is not your thing, or if you don't know if it's your thing, it's probably not. It's going to cause you a lot of stress.
It's
going to cause you a lot of stress. You're gonna be very angry. You know what I mean? Many times. And you know what? I think it's funny to see other people stream it because you can tell the streamers that are playing it that play Dark Souls games, and you can tell the people that aren't.
That is true.
So mad. And it's just, to me, it's funny. I'm just like, hey, I'm glad you're going through the stress and I can watch you. Because I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it, man. That game is like Call of Duty level stress. I mean, first of all, I said it in my video too. I said, why would you want to stream a game that you're gonna constantly die over and over and over? You're gonna be looking at the screen like, I don't even know why I started playing this for y'all.
Man, but see,
that's how bad it is. I mean, it's a good game. I'm sure it's a good game, but that's how difficult it is, man. It's gonna be a difficult game. It's a Souls game.
Yeah. It's definitely a Souls game.
It makes them very challenging. Oh, you get hit once, boom, you're going back to the beginning. It's like that's how it is.
Drop them off.
Trust me.
It's crazy though.
I don't know about it this morning. I think I saw you post about it this morning. You said something about, do y'all want me to stream this game or something like that?
Yeah. I posted on there yesterday. And I was
laughing. I said I'm tuning in for that one.
Oh, you bet your bottom. I'm gonna get it tomorrow just for the fun of it, and I'm definitely gonna play it now. Before we forget, Cuphead on Switch.
Oh,
what's your thoughts on that, man? That was nobody saw that coming. Besides that 2D Zelda game, nobody saw Cuphead coming, bro.
I saw it coming. No, I didn't see it coming. But
what's your thoughts on that, guys? Cuphead.
It's an amazing move. Yeah, it's funny that you bring that up because I'm looking at my Discord and somebody just posted a picture of Cuphead coming to Smash.
That would be dope.
Yo, the developer for Cuphead, he said that he wants Cuphead in Smash.
He wants Cuphead. Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
It's funny because that video, that when that stream hit, man, and it had the little time ticker at the beginning, I was like, wait, no way, because it kind of, I got the vibe of Cuphead.
Yeah, I was like, what is this?
And then when the dude came up talking about pouring milk, I saw the mug and I was like, bro, this is Cuphead. I was like, this is Cuphead. And so, it was a brilliant move. It was a no-brainer. Cuphead deserves to be on the Switch. It's definitely a good let's go on a road trip. I'm gonna have my Switch in the back seat. I'm playing some Cuphead.
You see?
It's definitely fit.
I'm telling you,
in on the Switch. It's brilliant move. Brilliant move.
Yeah. Nintendo is pleasantly surprising me a lot lately.
Yes,
with the moves that they're doing now. I just wanted to go back to being that one console that I need, man.
I know.
Oh yeah,
I want to be able to walk around and play the Division 2, any game I want that's coming out, and be like, oh, that's coming out next month. I want to play that on the Switch.
I know.
I want to have a decision to make.
See, now here's the thing, which I think would be genius. Is if someone can come up with this, or Nintendo can come up with this and work in collaboration with a company with a Game Pass like approach, where you can play any third-party game that you want on Switch, but for a lovely price of $15 a month or $10 a month. So you can play Division, you could play Grand Theft Auto, you could play. I think that would be genius.
That would be pretty crazy.
That would sell Switches because there's a market for the Switch. There's a market for PS4. There's a market for Xbox. So I feel like for the Switch, the market part that's genius about the Switch is that you can take it on the go.
You can take it anywhere. Yeah.
Right. So basically, if they come up with a program like that, a lot of people would buy Switches just to play those big AAA games on the go. So like Division 2, man, I would love to play it on my PS4. I would love to play it on my PC, but nah, I'm good. Right, because we know the Epic Store
You're right.
is pretty much taking over the PC side of things, but bruh, I feel like there needs to be a gray area when it comes to things like that for Nintendo, because a lot of developers are on the fence right now. They don't want to develop certain games, certain third-party games on Switch because it's not powerful enough. Panic Button makes all things possible on Switch. Look at Doom 2016.
Crazy.
Insane game, but it's on Switch. So don't sit here and tell me that
it can't be done.
It can't be done. Come on, look at Doom, bro.
It looked good on Switch too.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it does look good on Switch. I think that maybe there's a rebuilding process that we're seeing happening though. Because you remember Nintendo I think they kind of alienated themselves from a lot of developers, which in turn made the developers say, you know what, we're just not going to deal with you at all.
That is true.
And now it's starting to come back. And I like to see that it's coming back because, again, it used to be a race between all these companies, and it used to be one box could do it better than the other box or the other box. And then now it's kind of like Sony and Microsoft are like doing that, and Nintendo's just kind of over here like la la la. You know what I mean? Oh, we're gonna make something real cool, and it works out for them, and I'm happy for them. But now it's like, can you come back to being the only solution that I need?
True.
If I want it to be that solution.
True. Oh, that's
all. Can you give
rip.
me a chance to say I want to play that AAA title on your system?
True. And that's where I'm at with the whole thing. Like the Switch can just dominate the industry. Like honestly, it really can. Yeah, I mean, honestly, we know Reggie came out. This was before the Switch came out, right? And this was an interview with IGN at E3 2 years ago, to be exact. And he was like, this was around the time when the Xbox X was getting ready to come out. And they asked him a question about power and will the Switch be as powerful as PS4 and Xbox One? And that's why I respect Reggie. And he came out and he said, hey, man, here at Nintendo, we're all about the games. We're not about power. So while other companies are focusing on power, we're focusing on games. And I respect Reggie for saying that because it's all about games. But as technology increases, you need power. You need a balance. You know what I'm saying? And so Nintendo games or their systems per se is never always powerful. They always have enough power and efficiency. Elegant. Yeah, they're elegant enough to get the games running, like at least for their first party games. That's why their first party games look so good and they're well polished and crisp. Look at Super Mario Odyssey.
Yeah, because
man, Odyssey and Breath of the Wild looks so good. There's no way you could say, oh, the Switch has no power. It might not be a 1X, but it looks good. Because
they get us into that mindset of thinking that more power somehow equals better games when it doesn't. No. It doesn't work that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like one of those things. Like when the Switch was coming out, remember they were rumored, oh, it's gonna be more powerful than the PlayStation and Xbox. I was like, why do they need a more powerful system to run Mario?
Yeah, Nintendo.
No.
Why do I need an Xbox One X power, 4K power to play Mario? When have I ever needed that?
Never. And the point of the matter is, like, for instance, thank you, Johnny, for bringing this up. Panic Button should do a Resident Evil 2 remake port. I mean, since Capcom is not going to do it, then Panic Button. See, you have to have a game-changing gray area developer, and it's Panic Button. They're the go-to people to port games on systems, and they did a very good job with Wolfenstein 2. They did a very good job with Doom. So the possibilities are endless to have games on Switch. It's just finding the right people to do it and the marketing and the budget for it. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, like I said before, the race is not for the swift, but for those who can endure it. Right now, Microsoft is running out of steam. Remember, last year, Phil Spencer went up on stage, wasted our time.
He basically did.
Bro, I was upset with Microsoft last year.
I mean, it was pretty
you wasting time, man. You on stage talking about xCloud and
all
these
this
developers,
BS, man. All this BS
and power and this, bro. No,
Where
games.
are
Where is the
they?
games? Where is the games? Nintendo went up. Nintendo dropped that direct during E3, bro. They were killing it.
That direct was fire.
Flames.
It was fire.
Flames. And so why can't you do the same thing? So don't give me this power crap. Oh, 4K, you can stream. Man, that 4K stuff is for the birds. What about the game?
What am I gonna play? And
What
it better not be Halo. It better not be Forza, Gears
5.
Now I'll tell you this though. I'll tell you this because I got a 4, and I think you do too, Marlon. Right? You got a 4K TV, and I had the Xbox One X, and I played Fighters on there. I played Monster Hunter Worlds when they came out. They looked dang good, bro. They looked so good. It did. But that's not the cream of the crop to me. That's not what turns me on. That's not what I'm not like, oh, I need to have the best picture quality. Odyssey does me just as good of justice. It does. It does. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with that. It looked darn good. For a Mario game, Odyssey was amazing.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
Breath of the Wild had a couple frame rate drops, but other than that, all in all, it looked amazing.
Yes.
So, power, and I'll give you that the Switch could use a little bit more power, only to get some of these third-party games over.
Yep.
That's it.
I agree.
I agree. Get some of these third-party games over. Maybe if they were to come out with a new console,
they need to hit up AMD, man.
Yeah, they're gonna do it. I do believe that Nintendo is going to do it. There's so much rumors, there's so much inside sources that's indicating that we're gonna get a Switch Pro. A Switch Pro, a Switch Pro makes sense because remember, they said that the Switch life cycle is 7 to 10 years, right? So they have time to drop a Switch Pro. Now, as we get to PS5, as we get to the next Xbox, we're going to see games like Grand Theft Auto 5. We're going to see Bloodborne 2. We're going to see all these sequel to a bunch of Last of Us 2. We're going to get spoiled all over again, right? Yeah. And so we're going to look at our Switches like, man, I wish I could play this game. I wish I could play Grand Theft Auto 6 on my Switch. But at the same time, Nintendo knows that, and they care about third-party games on their system because one of the things that really sink the Wii U, let's be honest, right? They only had first-party stuff going on in the beginning, right? And there were so many droughts because there were third-party stuff, but not enough. Now with the Switch, they fill that hole with indie games. I mean, almost every single day is a new indie game.
Yeah, there's
bro, it's retarded on how many indie games we're getting. And then not on top of that, you're hearing about this game being ported to Switch, this coming to Switch. So it's so much stuff to play on the Switch now to the point where there's no droughts. All we're really waiting on is the AAA stuff like Metroid Prime 4, which we know that's being scrapped and it's being developed from scratch. The new Pokemon game, Pokemon Sword and Shield. We're just waiting on the heavy hitters, the heavyweight, first party stuff. But other than that, we just need a little bit more power. That's all the Switch needs.
And we're not talking about Xbox One X status. We're not talking about, oh, you got to power the mess out of this thing. Just a little. We're just talking a little. Just a little. Just enough for them to port over these third-party games and really bring true life to the Switch. That's all we need. That's all we need at this point.
That's it. And then it's game over, so
and Carlos Garcia in the main chat said a powerful docked Nintendo Switch. I think that if they were to make a Switch Pro a little bit more power, it needs to be a home console. We have the handheld Switch. We don't need another one.
True. We don't need another one.
Give us that home console.
That base, that'd be pretty dope.
We have the handheld. I don't need another dock and all that.
If you want the extra power, go ahead and dock your system. Hook your controllers up and shit. Just go at it. You know what I'm saying? But I think that's possible.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible. That's
pretty smooth.
The point of the matter is, Nintendo. It's gonna happen, but I feel like now it's not the time for a Switch Pro. I feel like right now,
not right now.
Yeah, you're gonna confuse your install base of a little bit over 20 million. Sorry. So what you really need to focus on right now is your first party games, getting more third party games on your console, and your online. Those are the three main things you got to.
Online needs to be number one. That needs to be the number one focus is the online. And I say
fired.
Yeah. I say give us the Switch Pro.
I'll be back. Y'all have it.
Okay. I say give us the Switch Pro home console around 2020, 2021. Give us around 21, late 2020, early 21.
That's dope too, because all they got to worry about is hardware. They don't have to worry about interfaces and all. You know what I mean? Screens and
they pretty much got the ground floor covered. They just got to optimize it. They got to modify what they already have. And
whenever that's dope, man. Whenever you want that extra boost in game quality, you hook it up.
Hey, I'm getting it. I'd get it. Yeah, they definitely need to figure something out with these third party titles. There's absolutely no reason why. Well, I know Persona ain't a third party, but there's no reason why Persona can't come over. Stuff like that. Yeah. Some of these other games, there was a big problem with the FIFA, the 2Ks. Wrestling I didn't buy it, but I heard it was glitched out like crazy. The WWE, there was problems with 2K, the NBA. So some of these third parties, like, they just need to optimize it better, and a more powerful system could bring that to the table.
I believe that.
Yeah.
As far as the online goes, man, they definitely need to overhaul that.
Period.
They better not jack the price up until they give us something that we are comfortable paying for.
True.
I say even give us another 7-day trial. Hey, we done made these changes. Here you go. Here's another week. You want it? Go ahead and continue with the subscription.
Yeah.
But don't jack up the price and give us nothing for it. Oh God, I'd be so disappointed with Nintendo Online.
I know it bro. It's gonna get better. I mean, they just have to listen to the community and just basically give us what we want, and everything will be okay. Because right now it's dry. I mean, it's like dry stale bread without no butter on it. Like it's just we need some flavor. We need something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just
put that Lowry's on it. Put that Lowry's on it.
There you go.
We need to get that Marvel, man. That Ultimate Alliance.
Ooh, that's gonna be.
We have a release date for that?
I don't think they gave it a release date yet.
Oh, I can't wait for that, bro. That game is gonna be flames.
I need that Astral Chain to have.
Astral Chain.
I needed to have online because I know a few homies in the Discord are like, "Oh, let's go! Can't wait for that one." So, bro, I need that one to have online.
Real talk. Most definitely. I can't wait, bro. I'm hyped either way. The coin goes. Now. Here's my question for you guys, right? And this is kind of crazy because Mortal Kombat 11. Mm-hmm. I love the way how Ed Boon is dropping the characters left and right just randomly and everything, which is really huge. And so right now we got 2 new characters that got revealed, right? So we got Shanti's son, and then we also got my man Noob. Mm-hmm. And this Mortal Kombat is shaping up to be the best Mortal Kombat game, not just from a gameplay standpoint, but from a graphical standpoint, also from the story, because Shao Kahn is back, right?
Shang Tsung. Oh yeah, and Shao Kahn. Yeah, Shao Kahn is back.
Shao Kahn is back. So I feel like what really concerns me about Mortal Kombat 11 is the balance with the game. Like, okay, I want every character to be. I want this to be ultimate, just like with Smash. I want this to be the ultimate version of Mortal Kombat. Like, just include everybody in there, and just make the game a little bit more balanced. Because X was cool, but it just felt unbalanced to me. The story was kind of it wasn't so good. Chopped, right? But this story seems like it's going to be really good because Shao Kahn is in there. Now, what concerns me about the Switch version Of course, it's not going to look as good as PS4 and Xbox One, but that online, bruh, that
online better be on par, man.
I put my head down. I'm gonna let y'all have it on this. The online concerns
me. Same features. Better have
it's,
that same.
It's gonna have the same features, but that lag, bro.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
You're talking about
I think that's gonna be the deal breaker. That's gonna be a deal breaker.
Game, and latency and lag, man, is just not something you need.
Well, I think the LAN adapter can fix not 100%, but could correct some of that lag.
True. I could see that happening. I could definitely see that happening because that's something that I know Sakurai talked about with Smash. You know, make sure that you plug the LAN adapter, and the LAN adapter, it works somewhat in Smash, but it's still a lot of lag going on with that game. Like, it's crazy.
Everybody in my Discord, we all have it, and we don't experience like lag, but input lag is something that it hasn't corrected. There is still some input lag, but as far as like the actual match lagging out, we don't get that. We don't get that at all. So you know, it does work to an extent.
Okay.
They should do silent surveys for these things, man.
I know.
And really get their clientele base and say, hey,
yeah,
you know, would you play Mortal Kombat, 11 on our console? And if not, or if so, what are your concerns?
True. What are your concerns? Yeah, I mean,
and take it back and tally it up, what the concerns are, and what you could do to fix those things. Because honestly, I don't see anybody playing a competitive game on a Switch simply because of perceived lag.
and that's a fair concern. That's a fair concern.
You know what I mean? And that's my only concern. That would be the only concern. If they could fix that, or even if it's even a problem, then
they need to.
That would be the major concern, because you're talking about esports. You're talking about, what I'm saying? You're talking about a lot of people that would be alienated from not playing. You know what I'm saying? Imagine how many people that would bring to the console,
to the Switch. It'd be insane
if something like that could be, remedied or put in place.
Yes,
to ensure gamers that, hey, if you want to be a competitive gamer, you can definitely play it on our console.
Exactly. That's the selling point that they really want, because Nintendo is shying away from this whole kid-friendly approach to just having limbs being ripped apart and all of this stuff happening with Mortal Kombat being on your platform. I mean, that's huge, because then you get a lot of people to cross over. Somebody mentioned, if I'm getting the Scorpion's mask, I was supposed to get it, but it's sold out. I think that's just for diehard MK fans. I mean, the mask, I think it's wearable, but again, like I said, $300 for collector's edition, man.
You better be going pro,
bro. You better.
Bro.
I'm only spending that on Pokemon.
Because if I get on your channel and I see you live streaming looking like trash, I'm gonna make fun of you. I'm gonna make fun of you.
Yo, straight up.
I'm telling you,
for real.
Ain't nothing worse than like some of the IGN videos where they begin. I'm like, who did y'all get to demo this game? Get one of them thirsty fans out there that want to play, that been waiting for this game. Why you go get the dude that I don't know? I've never played a game before.
Being dumbfounded.
Hey, Mega Boy X says Persona 5 is coming to PS4. Straight up, word, bet, say less.
See, there you go. Straight up. Like I said, for me personally, I'm excited for MK. I'm always excited for it. But the thing is, I just want, if you're gonna put that on a Nintendo system, like I said, and it's Nintendo's fault, because I know that they should have delayed the online. They delayed the online in the past, and they're like, oh, it's not ready. I feel like this online should have been delayed altogether. Keep letting us play for free like we've been doing, and it probably wouldn't be so bad. But the fact that you released the online, it still needs not a little bit of work, a lot of work.
Yeah,
that needs to be done.
We got absolutely nothing as far as I'm concerned. Because the NES, I don't even go to that. So as far as I'm concerned, we got a whole lot of nothing that we paying for. So
Yeah, it's
should have just kept pushing it. And
no value, absolutely no value at all whatsoever. And that's the point that I was trying to drive home is Nintendo. Like, we need value. Look at Sony. They learned their lesson with the PS3 when the PS3 first came out and they started their online. It was garbage, right? And it took them to start the PlayStation 4 and really understand what the gamer wants. That's why I love Sony, because they really take the time to focus on what do we gamers care about the most, right? And just not just gamers, but any consumer. If you have a business, it's all about serving the customer. It's all about value, you know, and that's just with any genre of life, whether it be YouTube or office business or whatever it is, or a video game company. It's all about value. If I don't see the true value in something, I'm not going to waste my money and I'm not going to waste my time. So with the PlayStation Plus membership, that thing is worth it because you get so much value into it. You get cloud save, you get auto cloud save. So basically, you can save all your games up in the cloud, and you can, if you sell your PS4, you can go back in the cloud, get those save files that you had from years ago, and replay the game all over again. You get all these AAA games, right, that came out a year or two ago for free, and you can download it as long as you have the membership. So it's just, and then the same thing with Xbox Live. When it first came out on the original Xbox, and it wasn't so great. 360, it was the best, and then Xbox One, they just kind of built up on that premise. So it's just, Nintendo need to look at the competition. I'm not saying copying what the competition is doing, but look at the competition and just kind of build from that and say, okay, well, I see what they're doing. How can we make it valuable? And all they need to do, don't just give us NES stuff. Give us like a full-fledged game. Like, give us a Wii U game every month or something, or give us a Switch game every month. It might not be a new Switch game. It could be an older Switch game. People will still see the value in that. Yes, the price might be up a little bit more, but we need to see value. And that's what's killing it for Nintendo right now, is that there's no value in the online. There's no value right now in this whole play. I'm going to play it at home and I'm going to take it on the go.
Yeah, no, if you could do that, it'd be dope.
That would be dope, because there's really not a lot of games right now. I mean, yes, we have Smash, we have Breath of the Wild, we got Super Mario Odyssey, we have a lot of other games on the way that's coming out this year. I'll say within the next 4 or 5 years, the Switch is going to be unstoppable. It's unstoppable now, but I feel like in the next 5 years, the Switch, ain't nobody can touch the Switch, because by then they're going to have a much more powerful Switch out. And all the big games, Metroid Prime 4 might be out by then. I mean, they'll have tons of third-party games on there. The online be way better, you know, hopefully in the next 3-4 years. So I think by then Nintendo will get their act together with the Switch and everything like that. So that's just where I'm at.
The reason why they rushed, and they rushed it, is what they did. They rushed the online. They pushed it back a little bit, but when September last year came, they were like, we need to get this out now. Why? Because Smash is coming in December. That's why they rushed it. It was because of Smash. They knew people were going to buy Smash. People were buying Switches at the beginning of the year when Smash got announced. I've heard it. I heard it. When they got announced, people, oh man, I have homies that, hey bro, I just bought that Switch. Yes, they said Smash coming out. And I'm like, all right, cool. You know, so they rushed it because of Smash. I think that was a big mistake. It was a cash grab. That's all it was. They wanted to get everybody that bought a Switch for Smash. They wanted to get that quick $20. Come on, Nintendo, $20. You rushed a whole program for a $20 cash grab. Come on, Nintendo, we got to do better. We got to do better, Nintendo. So, you know, I'm hoping they're behind the scenes optimizing it and breaking it down and ironing it out. So that we can have a better online experience. But yeah, that's why they rushed it, was because of Smash. It turned out to be a fail. I'm not completely mad because it's only $20. So I cloud save. I don't really care too much about it. If I get it, great. If I don't, it's cool. Like, yeah. So I don't feel like I lost anything. Now, if they would have charged me 60 or more, I would have been a little mad. Like I said earlier, I'd have been a little mad. But $20, I'm not really tripping. The only thing was they shouldn't have rushed it. It was a quick $20 cash grab. I can't get over that. Come on, Nintendo, iron out those details. Give us better online, and you'll stop hearing us gripe about it.
Period. Just listen to the fans, put out surveys, get off into the community, stop isolating yourself from working with YouTubers, stop working with the bigger YouTubers, and open up your not creators program. That's dead. I meant their ambassador program, because I used to had they still have my channel in the not creators program, but the brand ambassador, where they'll send you E3 badges, they'll fly you out, they'll send you games. They need to do that with almost every content creator out there, no matter what the size of your channel is. Give more content creators more games to play, like send them codes, and because the more people you have talking about your game, the more sales you get, the more publicity you get.
Right.
So stop isolating yourself. Stop looking at the iJustines and the Lamar Wilsons and the Edicas and all these other bigger people, and start focusing on the smaller guys. Send them codes and reach out to people, email them. What do you guys think about this? Have your community managers jump into the chat and interact. I feel like, bro, if they do that, if a lot of companies do that, trust me, they'll sell more, right? And they will have more people talking about their games. Bro, YouTube is growing. YouTube is not, you saw what they said on the Google Stadia presentation. They talked about how much billions, there's over 200 billion gamers in the world. That is insane, right?
I mean, they bring in all sports to high school varsity, teams and stuff.
Yeah, and they're all on YouTube platform. Billions of minutes watch on YouTube. So think about this. If somehow everybody, because I know not everybody makes content on YouTube, but think about this. If you can get all the content creators access to your games, bro, do you know how much eyeballs that is going? It's going to reach billions of eyeballs, and that's going to increase revenue for you.
Yeah. Another thing is that, and no disrespect to the bigger YouTubers, but I feel like a lot of them just ride waves, and they just tell you what they think Nintendo wants to hear. It's the up and coming ones that are gonna give you the real talk and the real, this is what you need to do. Like you said, that's where they need to focus, is on the up and coming. And I'm not just saying that because I'm up and coming, but it is true. We're gonna give you the real. We're not gonna, like, bro, when that Pokemon Direct dropped, and I'm a huge Pokemon fan, but dog, it made me sick how a lot of these the bigger YouTubers, bro, there was one, I don't really want to say his name, but oh god, he was coming out with a video. I was in his Discord, and he was coming out with a video like every hour, literally. And he even posted in his Discord, "Oh, I know people are complaining that I'm making too many videos." You are. Stop it. You're gonna kill the game. You're gonna kill the game, bro. Like, and so it's they ride waves, the big ones with like 500K subscribers. They ride waves, and they just tell you what Nintendo thinks they want to hear. It's the younger dudes. When I say younger, I mean the up and coming. It's the younger YouTube channels that are gonna give you the real. They're gonna give you the real.
Yeah, they're gonna give you the truth. And a lot of people need to stop doing this. I've been a journalist since 2005, because before I started YouTube, I built my own website, and I've been going to E3. So I see both sides of the spectrum. I see from a insider spectrum, where we see everything behind the scenes, and I see the outside approach of it, from a consumer standpoint. And so when you're looking at both sides of the fence, you're like, wow. But when you just send in games just to one set of crowd, man, it's just not fair. You know what I'm saying? So because I have 1,000 subscribers, or because I have 12,000 subscribers, you're not going to send me the game. Or trust me, when you reach out to PR companies like Activision, Bethesda, they act like their stuff don't stink. They like, we don't have enough copies to go around. But let me have 1 million subscribers or 10 million subs.
You won't even have to contact them. They'll contact you.
They'll contact you. And it's a shame. You know what I'm saying? It's a shame. And and that's been going on for years. It's all about the numbers. If you're not consistently, uploading, they look at that as well. They're like, oh, okay, he uploaded yesterday, and then 5 days later he's uploading. Nah, this guy's a joke. He's not serious, about what he's doing. We need somebody that's going to be consistent, and we also need somebody who is going to sugarcoat and tell lies. You see what I'm saying? Because they'll send you a game, and then they will tell you in the NDA, oh, sign this. Make sure you don't break the embargo. And another thing, don't talk about this part of the game. And better yet, don't bash our game. Like it's just crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's like you can't say anything negative about it.
No, you can't say negative, or else we won't send you another copy.
Basically, that's what they do.
Basically, it's sad. The industry is definitely coming to an end. English, I know you say you're gonna leave, so
yeah, I gotta head out, but appreciate being on the panel today. And
yes,
yeah, man.
Stay gaming
next Saturday, man. Tune in next Saturday. This been a great podcast. I really enjoyed it. We actually went over, but hey, you know what? Talking about video games, man, is no filter,
man.
Yeah, man. It was a great podcast.
Yeah, I really enjoyed myself. Shout outs to everybody who came through and supported. This is episode 5. So we'll be doing this next Saturday. So really appreciate you guys. Raw, as usual, man. Thank you so much for coming through. The Pokey player, now he's a Pokemon guy now.
The Pokey champ, the Raw Pokey champ.
The Raw
Pokey champ.
So thank you guys so much for tuning in, and we'll definitely do it. We're gonna have a set time for the podcast every Saturday. So we'll definitely have both guys here on each of the podcast episodes, and we're going to try to get this on iTunes. We're going to try to get this on Mixer. We're going to try to get it out there more so more people can listen to it and things like that. Which English, I'm going to get with you on that as well. See if we can get it on more platforms so people can start listening. So that wraps it up.
Post something so I can follow your channel, bro.
Oh shoot, let me
my bad, Marlon. I ain't mean to cut you.
Hey, man, no apologies.
Did y'all see the chat inside the Google thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Posted in there.
I got it.
Okay, cool. So appreciate y'all. Love you guys so much. And thank y'all for the support. And we'll catch y'all next Saturday, man.
All right, guys.
Have a good one.
Yeah, have a good one. Peace.